In early January of 2023, a woman named Nancy Malkin had a very strange encounter.
Können wir bitte darüber reden, wer ein Windspiel in der Wohnung hat? Stimmt, Windspiel ist eigentlich für den Garten, ne? Ist ein Windspiel in der Wohnung nicht hammernervig?
Ist es denn windig? Ich meine, im Sommer vielleicht, wenn man den Ventilatoren hat.
Ja, aber das willst du doch nicht. Weil da hast du ja entweder einen Ventilator, der immer so ding, 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 ding.
Ja.
Ding, 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 ding. Oder du hast einen Ventilator die ganze Zeit so. Das willst du doch auch nicht haben.
Ja.
Meine Eltern haben auch als. Für mich ist das normal, ja, aber warum? Als Deko? Oder wirklich zum mal aufstehen und.
Encounter with something in her child's bedroom. Nancy says that the reason she had went up to her son's bedroom in the first place was because she saw something quite unusual on the security camera that's placed in his room. She had woken up from a nap before looking over at the camera's live feed and seeing a strange orb flying around her son's toys. It would seem to zip around in a strange way and react to objects it touched as though it had a mind of its own. Now, Nancy had been looking at this orb for quite some time. More than 5 minutes had passed since initially spotting the mysterious orb, and still, it continued to float around in the same spot. Now, curious as to what exactly was being caught on camera, she walks over to her son's room, but strangely finds nothing there. Nothing visible could be seen with her naked eye, but on camera, she could still see the ball of light floating around the same spot. In this short clip, Nancy's observing the orb via the security camera's live feed on her phone. Mind you, that without the phone, she can't see anything in person. While looking at the live feed, she sees the ball of light moving frenetically. Watch.
Versuchen anzufassen.
Ja.
Now at one point, Nancy starts to communicate with the orb. She tells it to touch her hand when something pretty interesting happens. The orb quickly moves away from her hand as though she had scared it. Nancy decides to leave this mysterious orb alone and call it a day. The orb continues to fly around the same spot even after she goes. But only minutes later, after rechecking the camera, the orb is no longer there. It has simply vanished. Ever since recording this, the orb hasn't shown itself again. Nancy believes that this mysterious orb might have been the spirit of a child as it kept floating around her son's toys. Perhaps it just wanted to play with them, as Nancy states. But whatever it might have been, she claims that this mysterious orb was...
Das Video halte ich für theoretisch glaubwürdig, weil ich finde, es wirkt halt, ne?
Ja.
Sie verhält sich normal. Klar, ein Laserpointer oder so könnte es sein, aber es wirkt für mich normaler.
intelligent as it responded.
Ich würde trotzdem nicht wollen, dass wenn ich vermute, es könnte ein Geist sein,
To
dass
this
das Geist
day,
im
she
Zimmer von
still
meinem Kind so
questions what this ball of light was
rumdödelt.
doing inside her son's bedroom. If you caught something creepy on camera,
Nein.
them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video. There's an apartment in Poland where something very strange has been going on. The man who lives there claims that whenever he's by himself, he can't help but feel as though someone else is inside. When his roommates are gone and he has the place to himself, weird noises happen out of nowhere. Now, what makes these occurrences extra strange is that they always seem to happen during the nighttime. Knowing when they usually occur, the man has his phone ready in hand and proceeds to record the following video. No one else is home when this is captured.
Hej, ogólnie to od jakiegoś czasu cały czas coś masz.
Diese Geistervideos sind sich schon sehr ähnlich, diese Folge. Oder?
Ja, das stimmt.
Das erste, zweite und dieses Video sind... Oh, die hat sich die Hände gewaschen. Ich dachte gerade, da stand ein Skelett, aber das war seine Heizung. Wieso geht er so? Pass auf. Er sieht so schön so. Mann, verdammt, dieser Geist. Er geht ziemlich breit. Ja, es ist so. Ich hätte ja gerne im Badezimmer weiter nachgeguckt, aber ich kam leider nicht durch die Tür, weil ich zu breit bin für den Rahmen. Tja, schade. Er zeigt Dominanz. Ja, er zeigt Dominanz. Was hat er da auf dem Lichtschalter gerade gemacht?
Mysteriously, the bathroom faucet is left running as though someone or something had turned it on. The man shuts it off while seeming confused as to how it turned on by itself. He heads back to his room when eerily the light switch, which he just turned on, is immediately turned off. It seems that whoever or whatever was on the other end of the hall had switched off the light. Now this wouldn't be the end of it, as only a few nights later, something just as creepy happens. It's nighttime when the man recording hears banging noises outside his door. With his heart pounding in his ears, he records this.
Ja, pierdol.
Glaubst du, er muss überhaupt die Lichtschalter selber anmachen in seiner Wohnung?
Vielleicht.
Weil wenn er so breit durchgeht, sind die doch alle turned on von ihm. Das ist ein extrem reinlicher Geist. Kann ein Altbau sein mit mehreren Schaltern, ja.
So ist kurwa.
Ah, jetzt ist auch der Beweis, dass es Polen ist. Es wurde zu lange nicht Kurwa gesagt. Wow!
Like something straight out of a horror movie.
Ah! Mein Stuhl!
The man peeks out from his bedroom, peering into the darkness of the hallway to see if anyone's there. Finding nobody inside the bathroom, the man quickly walks back to his room, but stops in his tracks upon noticing the sudden mess in the kitchen. Appearing as though a massive earthquake had struck the place, the man runs back into his room in full terror before ending the video. What happened that night has left him shaken up.
Ich finde, ja klar ist das gruselig, aber ich finde, dass die Küche verwüstet ist, finde ich genauso seltsam, wie dass der Griff von meinem Wasserhahn ganz hoch gemacht ist. Also das ist auf dem gleichen Niveau unwahrscheinlich. Ich finde schon, wie der Unterschied ist. Der Wasserhahn läuft Kurva, die Küche ist verwüstet. Ah!
It's unknown if the man continues to live inside the apartment, as no updates or new videos have been posted. But as with most videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Is something living inside this man's apartment? Or might there be an explanation for all that's happened? In this next video, two friends are hosting a live stream when something pretty spooky is captured live. Now the two boys in this video often do live streams while playing video games late at night. It just so happens that this particular incident took place during an all-nighter, where around 5 in the morning, a strange noise is heard in the kitchen. The two usually play in the living room, so the noise was close by when it happened. The boys thought it was a family member who was grabbing a morning snack, so they shrugged it off and didn't think much of it. But later on, something happens that grabs their full attention and prompts them to end the live stream immediately. While playing in the dark, this happens.
Oh, hijo, dale. Cierra la bola, no va la bola. Dale. ¿Qué es? Hijo, te siento niñito por ahí. ¿Qué va?
Kann einer von euch mal die Scheißtür zumachen gehen?
Ja, esatto, mira. Io anche guardo bestia.
Aber bei uns sag ich für den Sub. Ja, es kam glaube ich schon wieder ein Monat rum. Mach weiter so. Dankeschön.
At first, the fridge door seemingly opens on its own, as though someone had gone over to grab a snack. At least that's what the two boys thought, considering that one of them has a brother who wakes up around this time to cook something up. Thinking that he left the fridge door open by accident, one of them gets up to close it.
Die haben einen Bruder,
As
der
they
um
walk
5
back,
aufsteht, um was zu
this
kochen.
happens. A chair swiftly moves on its own by more than a few inches, causing both friends to freeze in their tracks. It was at this point that they both knew that something unexplainable had occurred. Something supernatural. Viewers believe so too. But, as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. Had something paranormal occurred? Or had something else happened here?
Ich meine, ja, wenn es Geister geben sollte, sind diese Videos die glaubhaften Videos, weißt du, wo nicht krasser Shit passiert.
Mhm.
Aber ich will die Videos sehen, wo krasser Shit passiert. Ich will nicht diese Videos sehen.
Die sind halt spannender.
Ja, ich will eindeutig Fake-Videos sehen, die aber halt krass aussehen. Ja, und das beides hätte man sehr leicht, glaube ich, mit Schnüren tatsächlich hinkriegen können. Na gut. Gut, das war die Scary Cop. War okay. Okay. Sehr viel, sehr ähnliches, muss ich sagen. Aber gut, wenn du natürlich auch so 80.000 Scary Comps machst, ne, irgendwann findest du nicht mehr genug Sachen, die du unterschiedlich zeigen kannst, ne? Warum denkt man, dass Geister mal was Böses oder Unheiliges ist? Was, wenn eigentlich Jesus oder Gott so in Kontakt treten mit dir? Ich kann deine Idee verstehen, Juno, aber ich glaube, Gott tritt nicht in Kontakt, indem er mit seinem Patschefüßchen über den Boden läuft und dich umschubst. Das wäre eine hammer seltsame Art, mit dir in Kontakt zu treten.
Das weißt du nicht.
Das ist eine seltsame Art, mit so in Kontakt zu treten, weiß ich nicht.
Ja, ob er es nicht so machen wird.